Hello guys, welcome back. So we have seen the previous tutorial on history, bit of history and the introduction of ES6. Now today we will understand the use of strict mode in JavaScript. Now if you are a JavaScript developer, you might have seen this use strict at the top of your top of your code or in between your functions. Now today we will understand the use strict mode. Now strict mode is a feature in JavaScript that was introduced in ES5. It lets you to write code in such a way that it follows stricter rules. Now when this strict mode is enabled, the JavaScript engine will enforce an additional constraints or additional checks. This means you may be able to catch some common errors that you would have otherwise not noticed, or you would have ignored it. Now it was always there in ES5, but why we are trying to understand now is because this is one of the important feature, and as a developer you have to understand this. Now if you are using a strict mode, that means it helps you to write cleaner and more secured code, that we will see how it allows, how it helps you to write secured and cleaner code. Now let's first go ahead and see how we can use the strict mode. Now if you want to use the strict mode, you can just type in use strict. That's it. This will make your code to run with strict checks, and then you can write your code. Now there is a way you can put strict mode in your functions as well. If you're writing a function, let's my fun, this is my fun, and here you can put also strict mode. So you can also put here use strict. Now if I have both the strict mode, then there is no problem, but if at all I just don't want strict mode in all the places, I can just put it in one function and then my write my code. So that is how you can use a strict mode in both the places. Now what is the difference between strict mode and a regular JavaScript? That we will see. Now when you're writing a code in JavaScript mode, that is in strict mode, you must declare all your variables. That is first point. And you must declare all objects before you are using it. But in normal JavaScript, you're not required to do that. You can ignore it and that will work completely fine. Now I will show you an example with a normal JavaScript. Let's say I am not using use strict over here. I'm just commenting down the use strict over here. Now if I am using my var equals to 10, and then I'm just consoling the my var console.log my var, right? So if I run it, you see there are no errors. Now once I change it to strict mode, this will start giving me error. Let's see. Oops. If you see over here, it doesn't gives me an error yet because I have not called it, right? So let's do it now. Yeah, so my var is not defined. Now let me show you without commenting it out. Now let's run it. Yes, it prints out the results. So that is one of the reasons of using strict mode, right? Now another use case where strict mode becomes handy is, let's say you're declaring a duplicate variable or duplicate parameters, right? Now let's say function my fun2 name name. Now if I do this in normal JavaScript, it will work completely fine, but in strict mode it will throw me an error. I'll show you how. Let's go ahead and run this first. I'll just comment it out. My fun2 fun2 yeah, it works completely fine in normal JavaScript. Now I will uncomment the use strict and let's see how what is the magic that happens over here. If you see over here, it is giving me an error like duplicate parameter methods name not allowed in this context. Now this becomes really helpful if by mistake, let's say in a large code base or a single file having good amount of code, if someone is declaring the variable twice, if you're using a strict mode, it will then and there throw an error. But if you're not using a strict mode, it will never throw you an error. So that is the beauty of using strict mode, and I generally prefer to use strict mode more than the normal JavaScript ones. So that is one of the cool feature of use strict. Now if you see, if I'm defining the same parameters in a function using strict mode, does it allow or it does it not allow me? So let's see, I have given it over here. Now let's put it over here. Now what do you think it should happen? Will it allow me or will it not allow? Let's see. If you see over here, it doesn't allow me, right? So that is how it works inside functions as well, right? Now let's there is one more scenario which I want to show you, right? Now if in JavaScript there are some of the keywords which are reserved for potential future use, now using these keywords or variables or functions will likely cause an issue. Now for example, let's say package is one of the such keywords. So if I declare a package, I'm declaring a package over here, no need to put a semicolon, and then I'm doing a console dot log package. Guys, what do you think will happen over here? Let me know. Just guesses. So in this case, it will throw me an error. Actually, it throws an error over here. So let me comment it out. Okay. Okay. Now let's see what it happens. So this is a case without using strict mode, right? Now let's say I put a strict mode over here. Now let's say I put a strict mode over here. So guys, if you see in this code, I have defined a variable known as package, and I'm just doing a console.log. Now what should happen? It should ideally get compiled and it should run, right? But it doesn't happen using strict mode. If you see, unexpected strict mode reserved word. So this is one of the things, the constraints check that happens when you're using strict, right? There are other keywords like you know implement, interface. I think implements, I'll list down all those keywords into the description. You can check what all is required and what all is not required. Okay. Now another good feature with use strict which you can use potentially is, there are a lot of cases where when you're writing a code, you can there are a lot of deprecated features that you can use, right? So ES6, not ES6, so use strict can help you to restrict the use of JavaScript's deprecated features like arguments.caller or callee, and there are a lot of deprecated features which if you're using in your code, it will not allow you to use those. So that is one of the cool features or cool restrictions that you can get if you're using a use strict. So there is one more thing. Let's see how it behaves with an object. Now we have an object. Let's say const object equals to this, right? And let's say I'm defining object dot define property. I think yes, define property obj, and I'm defining a property known as key, comma, and this is the object writable false. I'm making it writable false, and then I'm assigning again obj dot key equals to 20, right? And then I'm doing console dot log obj dot key. Now guys, any guesses what will be the output in this case? I'm defining an object. I'm defining object dot define property as key, and then I'm putting the value as 10, and I'm making it writable false. Now what should be the output? Let's see. If you see over here, it says cannot assign to read only property key of object. Now if you are not using this strict mode and you're doing like this, then what will happen, it will still give you an output as 10. So that is the beauty of using a strict mode. Okay, there will be no error when you try to update the property key. And you imagine if you're writing a code in one flow, right, and then you end up reassigning the variable somewhere in the down below the code which you might not have noticed, then it, in that case, you will end up, scratching your head to figure out what went wrong and why it went wrong, right? And it will not throw you any error if you're not using strict mode. So prefer using a strict mode always, always, always. That is the thumb rule. Okay. Now JavaScript, these are some of the features and basically some of the use cases why you should use a strict mode. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you have learned something in this video. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll come up with the next video with another topic on ES6 now. So we have till now seen the ES5, some of the features, which is use strict, but it is one of the most important feature. So thank you for watching.